Sometimes I don't know where to begin. My journey began when I was very small, my visions. At first they were very scary, shaking, and I'd fall on the ground, crying profusely and just shaking. And my mother would come and see me, and she would come pick me up, and she would tell me, "It's okay, son. It's okay. Just listen. Just listen." And I didn't quite understand, but I do fully understand now what it's been about. It's been years and years and years. I have to tell this story because this truly happened in Gainesville, Virginia, at the Value Inn when I was working at a substation, where I seen the vision over and over and over of the earthquake in Mexico. It was almost centered by a stadium. And that same day, I had an accident at the substation. And it was about insulators shaking, which happened. I hit an I-beam, the insulator shook and it fell and left a hot bus, which is 230,000 volts hot. I was so shaken for 3 days, I couldn't think straight. Anyways, I went to go do a DOT drug testing, and I was perfectly clear, as I am now. This is the story of Frankie OlDounald. January 15, 2012. I was in the Value Inn room, and I felt a presence next to me. And he kept saying over and over, "My name is Frankie OlDounald. My name is Frankie OlDounald." And I was shaking a bit, and I did not turn, but I could like see him almost. And I said, "Frankie OlDounald." And then he told me that he was at a Martin Luther King rally in Atlanta, Georgia, when his best friend hit him over the head with a crowbar and killed him. He wanted to know who his mother and father were. And I was just so shaken, I really didn't know what to do, but I was sitting in front of my computer. So I pulled up Ancestry.com. I paid the $20, my credit card. And I looked up his mother and father based on his name, Frankie OlDounald. That's the day that I seen him. The vision of him, which it was live. It was early in the morning, about 10 o'clock in the morning. When I pulled up his ancestries, I seen a picture of his grandparents, and I believe his mother and father. I quite remember anymore. And he seen it. He just started crying loudly, and I just was shaking. And I just stood there, and tears started rolling down because I could hear him crying so hard. And I didn't quite understand, and it lasted it seemed forever, but it was about 40 seconds right after he seen that, and he was just crying and crying and crying. And that's the story of Frankie OlDounald at a Martin Luther King rally in Atlanta, Georgia, who was hit over the head with a crowbar by his best friend and killed. And that's all I know.